and welcome to another video by Johnny. Chào mừng các bạn lại một video khác của Johnny nha. So in this video, I will be speaking mostly English and I will be presenting to you a sample answer for the IELTS Speaking topic plastic. Mình sẽ cho các bạn một cái sample mẫu về cái chủ đề về plastic, về nhựa và các sản phẩm về plastic các bạn. Okay. So first of all, let's go on. Chúng ta có 3 part ở đây. We have 3 parts in here. Part 1, 2, and 3. And let's go on with part 1. Part 1, interview topic, plastics. Number 1, do you use plastic products every day? Absolutely. Every day I can see so many people drinking from plastic cups or using straws made out of polymers. And I'm certainly not an exception to it. To be honest, as a daily routine, I come to Starbucks once in every early morning to pick up my breakfast and my morning coffee, while making a return in the evening to study with my classmates there. Besides, I throw away a lot of trash which are made of plastics. Number 2, do you throw away or discard the plastics after usage? Or do you find a way to recycle them? Well, at times, I'm not so sure what to do with my plastic though. So there are a lot of places where I can discard them separately with the other trash such as paper, glass, or food though. So in Vietnam, we often throw away everything in one piece, Obviously, this is not the best option for the environment, but I do believe that we have created jobs for many people trying to separate the rubbish and then reselling it to factories, to make ends meet. So, what do you know? Number 3, what do you know about the harmful effects of plastic usage? According to what I have read recently, microplastics is becoming a serious problem, a really serious problem. On a daily basis, we humans dispose of millions of tons of plastic into the ocean, and it would probably take many thousands of years for them to degrade. Those plastic will eventually be torn apart and taken up or, consumed by sea creatures, such as fish, oyster, and eventually when it will end up in the seafood supply. So moreover, we have plastic bags blocking the metropolitan drainage system, which results in severe flooding in many districts of the city. Number 4, so what can you do to reduce the harm caused by plastics? I think plastic has been a major invention of the 20th century, but also a detrimental one. However, we should really do something to alleviate the harms caused by it. If not saying that a total ban on a plastic production should be carried out. So I guess I will try to bring my own grocery bag and stop using plastic cups. Instead, I think glass or ceramic mugs will be my go-to choice from now on. Okay, so let's move on to part 2. It's a long response topic of plastic. Describe a chemical process to make plastic. Oh, of course, I'm just kidding. Describe a voluntary activity in which you helped collecting and recycling the plastics. You should say where and when it was, who you were working with, what did you do exactly with the plastics, and explain how you felt about it. I would like to tell a story about an activity I joined in 3 years ago. It was during my college time, and there was this voluntary program in my city to help saving the environment. So I signed up to help for a few occasions. To recall, plastic waste was a major problem in my city, since most of the people does not discard the rubbish properly or help recycling them in an appropriate way. Supermarkets were giving out plastic bags freely to their customers, and as a result, the streets were full of plastic cups and bags to collect. Hence, I spent time collecting them with my teammates. After that, we all went to the nearby trash collecting points or the factory to sell them, and then the money was used for helping the poor kids in the nearby neighborhood. So the one who couldn't afford pens and books for their studies, the poor kids. Besides, we also helped cleaning up the clogged manholes that was covered with plastic bags, because we all knew so well that any form of drainage system blockage would result in flooding in the city. However, some plastic were refused, I remember. Yes, they were refused by the factories and those collecting places, and we had to discard them onto the municipal dustbins, which would end up in a landfill and polluting the groundwater eventually. So therefore, we were having mixed feeling about that, about what we were doing, since it wasn't a total, victory for the whole campaign. Alright, let's move on to part 3, which is discussion topic about plastic. Discussion topic. Các bạn nhớ là các bạn nếu mà không có một ý tưởng gì về cái chuyện này trong part 3 á, thì các bạn có thể luôn luôn mà tìm cách nói tránh, kêu người ta có thể là kêu là tôi không có biết gì nhiều về chủ đề này, xin cho tôi đổi chủ đề chẳng hạn. Nhưng mà chỉ được dùng một lần thôi nha các bạn. So remember that you have no idea about this. You can always try to beat around the bush to let the examiner know, and he or she would choose another question to ask you. So you can say, các bạn có thể nói là, to be honest, this is such a difficult topic and I do not have any interest in it. So I may not know of a way to answer it properly. Perhaps I will take my time to ask my friends who are more knowledgeable about such a topic in the near future. Nói cái câu nói tránh các bạn. Câu nói tránh là để người ta chọn chủ đề khác cho mình. Okay. Part 3, discussion topic, plastics. Number 1. What do you think about the pros and cons of plastic cups and straws usage in our modern era? Well, this has definitely been the hot topic of discussion nowadays, as many people in the city is becoming more and more aware of the harmful effects caused by plastic usage, which includes plastic cups and straws. Hence, I can see that many people are changing to using metal or bamboo straws and bringing their own cups or mugs to prevent having to discard plastic into the trash, which would eventually turning into microplastics and wreaking havoc on the oceans. However, many would still cling on to plastic cups and straws due to its conveniency and the affordable price, since a majority of people might not like to bring or to clean their own mugs after usage. So generally speaking, I think even though the future without plastic is promising and near, but it might take some time for people to adapt to the change. Number 2, what could we use instead of plastics in our consumer goods? You have to let me think for a moment. You know, a long time ago, like during the 1950s or the 1960s, food were wrapped in papers or leaves, and people were using ceramic mugs and metal cutlery. So I guess we could bring back the tradition. Also, I think the disposable mindset should be dealt with, as a wasteful society can only bring more destruction to the environment. So thus a long-term educational campaign should be carried out. Moreover, I think maybe we should be bringing our own shopping bags made out of fabrics, or choosing glassware instead of plastic cups. Well, there might be more alternatives, but that's all I can possibly think of right now. Number 3. What could we possibly do to change our habits of using plastics? Why and why not? In my opinion, plastic was created and popularized due to its cheap prices and the ease of usage. In France, I heard that the government has introduced a law against plastic containers, bags, plates, and similar things. Also, higher tax has been imposed upon plastic products such as toys, mobile phones, etc., and so on. And sooner or later, this country, Vietnam, will follow that trend. However, I don't think the habits could be changed for the better, because our society has become a fast-paced one over the last 50 years, the last 30 years. Hence, nobody really has time for cleaning their dishes or mugs. Or they prefer takeaway food over dining inside the restaurants, leading to the dependency on disposable goods such as plastic plates, nylon bags, and such. Yeah, of course, but still, we must press on with altering our bad habit, as we only have this planet, this green planet to live on. Question number 4. What could the government do to alleviate the harms caused by plastic usage? Well, frankly speaking, I think the government has tried to tackle environmental issues such as air and water pollution in the past, but about plastic usage, I don't think they have been doing a good job at all at that. In my opinion, better educational programs about plastic and its harmful effects should be aired on the mainstream media, and also they should be an integral part of a school curriculum. Besides, stricter laws and regulations should be imposed, and hence the punishment for offenders as well, to deter littering. And also, I suppose the government should pass a law to ban all plastic packaging in supermarkets, and maybe an environmental fee of 10 to 20% should be applied to plastic bags, so that people would think twice about discarding their shopping bags. So little by little, the government could alleviate any harmful effects caused by the usage of plastic. Ok, mình hy vọng phần trình bày của mình đã hữu ích với các bạn. I hope that my presentation was helpful for you. Please like, share this video, follow my Facebook, subscribe to this channel. But please don't add my Facebook, okay? Because I use Facebook for work. Các bạn hãy nhấn vào like, chia sẻ video này, follow theo dõi Facebook mình, subscribe cái channel này, nhưng mà nhớ đừng có add friend Facebook mình nha. Mình dùng Facebook cho công việc thôi. Mình chỉ add học trò mới và đồng nghiệp mình đã biết. Thank you so much. Bye.